French Open first round match commentary, and one this channel's favourite players, Marketa Vondrousova v Oksana Selekhmeteva. Marketa Vondrousova's first service game match. Central serve from Vondrousova return, then a shot from Marketa Vondrousova, and then a shot, and then Marketa Vondrousova further forward, backhand slice to the right, and then Oksana Selekhmeteva with a forehand passing shot to the left, just out, so 15-love. Marketa Vondrousova serving the first game of the match at the start of this match in the first set. Marketa Vondrousova central serve. Selekhmeteva return backhand slice. Marketa Vondrousova, then Selekhmeteva shots left, and Marketa Vondrousova shot, then slice to slice, backhand drop shot to the right from Marketa Vondrousova, and it's a winner. So 30-love. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve just out, so second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve to the centre just out, double fault, so 30-15. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Selekhmeteva backhand slice turn, backhand slice, backhand slice. Selekhmeteva with a forehand struck to left. Marketa Vondrousova forehand slice return, and forehand. Then Selekhmeteva forehand to left, and Vondrousova forehand to right. And then Selekhmeteva with a short angle backhand to left, but a bit out after a bit of slice to slice and forehand to forehand. So 40-15 on this Marketa Vondrousova service game in the first game at the start of this match in the first set. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve sent. Selekhmeteva returns, and Marketa Vondrousova backhand drop shot to the right. Selekhmeteva onto a backhand slice at the net to the right, but just out. So that's the first service game of the match held from Marketa Vondrousova. So Oksana Selekhmeteva service game. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a central serve, and then forehand, and then Marketa Vondrousova forehand to left, just hits the net. So 15-love. Selekhmeteva with a central box serve, hits the top of the net, then a bit out, so a second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Selekhmeteva with a central serve, and Marketa Vondrousova forehand return centre, and Selekhmeteva then strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner, so 15-all. Selekhmeteva with a central serve just out, so second serve on this point. Selekhmeteva with a serve centre the box, just hits the net, so double fault, and 30-15. Selekhmeteva with a centre box serve, then Marketa Vondrousova forehand turns left, and Selekhmeteva forehand to the right, forehand to forehand. And forehand Marketa Vondrousova to left, then forehand slice and Selekhmeteva, then forehand to forehand. Angled forehands from Marketa Vondrousova and Oksana Selekhmeteva on that point, but Selekhmeteva's forehand to the right just out. So it's in. So it's a winner of that forehand angle shots from Selekhmeteva, 40-15. Selekhmeteva centre the box serve, and then Marketa Vondrousova backhand return just hits the net. So 1-1 on serve at the start of this match. On serve. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, just hits net. So second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Selekhmeteva forehand returns to right, and Marketa Vondrousova with a forehand to the left, just out. So love 15. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Selekhmeteva backhand slice serve. Marketa Vondrousova onto it, and net with a slice shot to the right. Selekhmeteva with a backhand lob return, but then Marketa Vondrousova with a overhead smash to the right, and it's a winner from just by the net. So 15-all. Marketa Vondrousova with a centre to wide serve just out, so second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a centre of the box serve just out, double fault, so 15-30. Marketa Vondrousova wide serve just out, so second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a centre of the box serve just out, double fault, so 15-40. 2 break points for Oksana Selekhmeteva. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, a bit on it, Selekhmeteva return, then Marketa Vondrousova with a forehand to the left for a bit on it, and then Marketa Vondrousova to the net, and then Selekhmeteva with a short angle backhand passing shot to the right, just out, so that's 1 break point saved. 30-40. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, Selekhmeteva backhand turn to the centre, then Marketa Vondrousova forehand to the left, out after a bit on that backhand return from Selekhmeteva to the centre, and it's a breaker serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva in the first set. So Oksana Selekhmeteva service game. Selekhmeteva breaks serve first set. Selekhmeteva central serve just out. So Second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a central serve, but on it Marketa Vondrousova forehand return to centre, forehand, then Marketa Vondrousova then with a forehand to centre just after that, just out, so 15 love. Selekhmeteva with a central serve, just hits net, so second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Selekhmeteva with a wide serve, Marketa Vondrousova forehand return to centre, forehand, and Selekhmeteva then strikes the forehand to the right with a bit on it, and it's a winner, so 30 love. Selekhmeteva with a wide serve, Marketa Vondrousova backhand return to the right, and Selekhmeteva strikes the backhand to the left, then Marketa Vondrousova with a forehand return to the right, just out, so 40 love. Selekhmeteva with a wide serve, just hits net, so second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Selekhmeteva with a central serve, just out, so second serve on this point. Selekhmeteva with a central of the box serve, Marketa Vondrousova forehand return to the right, forehand, then Marketa Vondrousova strikes a forehand to the left, but just hits the net, so Oksana Selekhmeteva maintaining the breaker serve after that service game in this first set. Marketa Vondrousova serving, Marketa Vondrousova central serve, forehand, but Marketa Vondrousova's forehand to the right is a bit out, so love 15. Marketa Vondrousova with central serve, Selekhmeteva backhand return, backhand to backhand, and Selekhmeteva strikes a backhand to the left, just out, so 15 all. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve to the centre, Selekhmeteva for and slice to return. Vondrousova strikes one to the left, Selekhmeteva then returns to Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right, Selekhmeteva forehand to left, and Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand to right, Selekhmeteva forehand slice turn, further forward. Marketa Vondrousova strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner, so 30-15. Marketa Vondrousova player that hits with spin and slices and drop shots a bit. Alright enough at net as well as in this point. Marketa Vondrousova's just won a point, so 40-15. So yes, so Vondrousova hits with spins, slices and drop shots alright enough for that as well, but Selekhmeteva maybe a player, maybe an alright enough ball striking player. Marketa Vondrousova serves, Selekhmeteva returns, then further forward. Marketa Vondrousova strikes a backhand to the right, and it's a winner and holds that service game. But it's Oksana Selekhmeteva with a breaker serve in the first set. So Oksana Selekhmeteva service game. Selekhmeteva breaks serve in the first set. Selekhmeteva with a central serve. Marketa Vondrousova forearm turn centre. Selekhmeteva strikes a forehand to right. Vondrousova forearm return. Selekhmeteva strikes forehand to left. Marketa Vondrousova backhand block return. Selekhmeteva further forward. Strikes a forehand and then Marketa Vondrousova forehand return, but then Selekhmeteva at the net on the next shot of a backhand volley at the net to the left, and it's a winner. So 15 love. Selekhmeteva with a central serve at the top of the net and in. So let first serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Selekhmeteva with a serve centre to wide, then Marketa Vondrousova strikes a forehand return to the centre, just out. So 30 love. Selekhmeteva with a central serve, just hits net. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. And Selekhmeteva with a central serve. Marketa Vondrousova strikes one, turns left. Selekhmeteva forehand slice, and then forehand to forehand. And the forehand from Oksana Selekhmeteva struck to the right is an angled one, but just out. So 30-15. Slices a bit as well as ball striking Oksana Selekhmeteva. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a wide serve. Marketa Vondrousova returns. Selekhmeteva then strikes forehand to left, and Marketa Vondrousova backhand with a bit on it to the centre. Then Selekhmeteva then strikes forehand to left with a bit on it. And Marketa Vondrousova with a bit of backhand on the ball, but Oksana Selekhmeteva striking a forehand with a bit on it to the left, and it's 40-15. Selekhmeteva with a serve, but hit top of net a bit. So let first serve. Selekhmeteva with a centre to wide serve, just hits net. So second serve on this point for Oksana Selekhmeteva. Selekhmeteva with a centre of the box serve, and Marketa Vondrousova then strikes a forehand to left, and it's a forehand return winner ace. So 40-30. Selekhmeteva will serve, Vondrousova returning. Selekhmeteva then strikes front to right, Marketa Vondrousova front left, and Selekhmeteva front to right. And Marketa Vondrousova a bit on it with a forehand to left, but then Selekhmeteva then strikes a forehand to left, and it's a winner. So that service game is held, and Oksana Selekhmeteva maintaining the breaker serve in this first set. Marketa Vondrousova serving. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Selekhmeteva forehand to centre. Marketa Vondrousova forehand to centre a bit on it, and Selekhmeteva then forehand to the right. Marketa Vondrousova then forehand to left, and Selekhmeteva forehand to right, and Marketa Vondrousova then strikes forehand to left, and Selekhmeteva forehand to right. Then Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand to the right with a bit on it. Selekhmeteva returns and further forward. Marketa Vondrousova backhand drop shot to left, and it's a winner. So 15 love. Marketa Vondrousova central serve. Selekhmeteva backhand return to the right, just out. So 30 love. Marketa Vondrousova with a wide serve, just hits net. So second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a centre box serve and Selekhmeteva then strikes a forehand to left, and it's a forehand return winner ace. So 30-15. Marketa Vondrousova with a centre to wide serve. Selekhmeteva strikes forehand, returns to the right, a bit on it. Marketa Vondrousova with a bit of forehand slice, but a bit on that forehand return. Struck to the right from Oksana Selekhmeteva, and it's 30-all. Marketa Vondrousova with a central box serve. Selekhmeteva returns and forehand to forehand. Selekhmeteva's forehand stopping that no net, but then Marketa Vondrousova onto it. Strikes a forehand to right. Selekhmeteva then backhand lob return. That net, Marketa Vondrousova no head smash. Selekhmeteva returns, but then with the next shot by the net from Marketa Vondrousova, it's a backhand drive volley to the right, and it's a winner. So 40-30. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, just its net. So second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a central box serve. Selekhmeteva strikes a forehand to the right on the return, but just out. So that service game is held, but Oksana Selekhmeteva still with a breaker serve in this first set. So Oksana Selekhmeteva serving with a breaker serve in this first set. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve to the centre. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return to the centre. Then Selekhmeteva then with a forehand to the left, just hits net. So love 15. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve, just hits net. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Selekhmeteva with a wide serve. Vondrousova forehand returns to right, and Selekhmeteva forehand to left with a bit on it. Forehand, forehand. Then Marketa Vondrousova backhand returns to left, backhand to backhand. Marketa Vondrousova backhand, centre and backhand. Drop shot to left end from Oksana Selekhmeteva, and it's a winner. So 15-all. Selekhmeteva with a central box serve, forehand, forehand. And then Marketa Vondrousova strikes a forehand to left, just out. So 30-15. Selekhmeteva serve just out, so second serve on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a Wide serve, Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand, return to the right, forehand to centre from Vondrousova, and Selekhmeteva then a forehand to the left. We're a bit on it, but just out, so 30 all. Selekhmeteva with a central serve, Marketa Vondrousova forehand returns left and backhand slice. Selekhmeteva centre a bit on it, then Marketa Vondrousova forehand to send Selekhmeteva then strikes shots to the right. Marketa Vondrousova backhand return, and then we're a bit on it. Selekhmeteva then the shot. Marketa Vondrousova forehand, and Selekhmeteva then strikes backhand to left. Marketa Vondrousova then forehand to the right. Forehand then centre for Marketa Vondrousova forehand Vondrousova backhand slice. Selekhmeteva centre, then Marketa Vondrousova then with a forehand to the right, just hits the net, so 40-30. Selekhmeteva with a serve to the centre box, Marketa Vondrousova backhand slice return, and Selekhmeteva then strikes a forehand to the left, but just out, so still in this Oksana Selekhmeteva service game. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve centre, Marketa Vondrousova forehand return centre, Selekhmeteva forehand to left, Marketa Vondrousova forehand to the right, forehand to forehand. Forehand to forehand, Selekhmeteva then forehand to left, Marketa Vondrousova, and strikes a forehand to the left with a bit on it, and it's a winner, and it's a break point for Marketa Vondrousova. What a mount of forehand at that point, but the last forehand shot on that point, a winner, struck to the left from Marketa Vondrousova, a bit on that last forehand. Break point, Marketa Vondrousova. Selekhmeteva with a wide serve, Marketa Vondrousova forehand returns to the right, forehand, and backhand drop shot from Marketa Vondrousova. Selekhmeteva onto it, by the net, strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. Selekhmeteva with a central serve, bit on it. Marketa Vondrousova forehand slice down centre, backhand slice Selekhmeteva to left. Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right. Selekhmeteva forehand to left. Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right. Selekhmeteva forehand to left, and Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand to the right. Selekhmeteva backhand slice to the left for a bit on it. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return, and backhand shot from Selekhmeteva to the right. And Marketa Vondrousova with a return. Selekhmeteva shot. Vondrousova returns in that net. Selekhmeteva with a backhand volley to the left from just at the net. And then Marketa Vondrousova onto it. Then the forehand passing shot to the left, but just hits the net. So a point for Selekhmeteva to potentially maybe maintain the breaker serve in this first set. Selekhmeteva with a central serve bit on it. Marketa Vondrousova backhand return, backhand slice to the left bit on Selekhmeteva. Vondrousova forehand slice, left for a bit on it. Then shot Selekhmeteva and Vondrousova, and backhand to backhand. Selekhmeteva then forehand to the right. Vondrousova backhand to the left. Selekhmeteva strikes a shot to the left, and Vondrousova with a forehand to the right with a bit on it, and then Selekhmeteva then with a forehand struck to the left just out. So still in this Oksana Selekhmeteva service game. Selekhmeteva with a wide serve, bit on it, just out. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve to the centre box. Marketa Vondrousova forehand returns to right, forehand. Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right. Selekhmeteva then a short angle forehand to the left, just out, and it's a break point for Marketa Vondrousova. Selekhmeteva with a wide set. Marketa Vondrousova forehand to the right. Selekhmeteva forehand to left. Vondrousova forehand centre. Selekhmeteva forehand to left. Marketa Vondrousova forehand to left. Backhand slice to the right from Selekhmeteva just out, and Marketa Vondrousova with a breaker serve on the turner serve, and it's on serve in the first set at 4-all. Marketa Vondrousova serving, and with a serve centre of the box, just hits net. So second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, and Oksana Selekhmeteva then strikes a forehand return to the right, just out. So 15-love. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Selekhmeteva back on turn. Third for Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand to the right. Selekhmeteva turns to Marketa Vondrousova strikes a forehand to the left with a bit on it. And then a shot from Oksana Selekhmeteva after that just hits the net. So 30-love. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Selekhmeteva's forehand return after that just hits the net. So 40-love. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve bit on it. Selekhmeteva backhand slice return and forehand. And Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right. Selekhmeteva then strikes forehand to the right, just out. Marketa Vondrousova holds serve to love. So 5-4 Marketa Vondrousova on serve in the first set. So 5-4 Marketa Vondrousova on serve in the first set. Oksana Selekhmeteva serving the next service game in this first set. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve centrally, and then forehand, and Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand to the right. And then backhand to backhand, and Marketa Vondrousova's backhand shot is a backhand drop shot to the left, and it's a winner. Love 15. Selekhmeteva with a central serve behind Marketa Vondrousova backhand block return. Selekhmeteva to the net with a forehand drop shot serve for them. Marketa Vondrousova onto it with a backhand slice passing shot to left from just by the net, and it's a winner. Love 30. Selekhmeteva with a central box there, but it's top of that and out. So second serve for Selekhmeteva on this point. Selekhmeteva with a Centre box there, Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand, returns left behind, it's open over forehand, slice 10. But then Marketa Vondrousova further forward, strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. And it's love 40, and it's 3 set points for Marketa Vondrousova. Selekhmeteva with a serve wide, then Marketa Vondrousova forehand shot return just hits the net, so 15-40. So that's 1 set point save for Oksana Selekhmeteva, but 2 more set points for Marketa Vondrousova. And Selekhmeteva with a central box serve just hits net, so second serve for Selekhmeteva on this point. Selekhmeteva with a central serve, Marketa Vondrousova forehand turns center, Selekhmeteva then strikes a forehand to left, but just out. Game and first set. Marketa Vondrousova 6-4 with a competitive first set. And Marketa Vondrousova with a breaker serve with the first set, 6-4. So Oksana Selekhmeteva serving the first service game of the second set. Marketa Vondrousova with the first service game of the second set, rather. Marketa Vondrousova central serve and then forehand to forehand. Then Selekhmeteva backhand to the left and Vondrousova backhand to the right. And Selekhmeteva strikes backhand to the left. Vondrousova backhand more centrally, but then Oksana Selekhmeteva further forward strikes a forehand to the left and it's a winner. So love 15. Oksana Selekhmeteva just won a point, so love 30. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, bit on the Selekhmeteva forehand, return bit on its centre forehand, Selekhmeteva forehand, then Marketa Vondrousova then strikes a forehand to the left and just hits the net. So love 40 and 3 break points for Oksana Selekhmeteva at the start of the second set. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve, but then Selekhmeteva's return is just out, so 15-40. That's 1 break point save for Marketa Vondrousova. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve to the centre, just out, so second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. And Marketa Vondrousova serves centre, Selekhmeteva return bit on the centre, Vondrousova returns and forehand. Selekhmeteva bit on it, strikes the right, and Vondrousova forehand slice return, but then Oksana Selekhmeteva on the next shot strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. And Oksana Selekhmeteva will break a serve at the start of the second set. Oksana Selekhmeteva serving, break serve at the start of the second set. Selekhmeteva with a centre wide serve just out, so second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Selekhmeteva with a serve to the centre box, and then forehand to forehand. Then Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right, and Selekhmeteva strikes forehand to the right, bit on it. And Marketa Vondrousova with Mal backhand on it a bit, but Oksana Selekhmeteva with a bit on that forehand, struck to the right on that last shot of Oksana Selekhmeteva, so 15 love. Oksana Selekhmeteva just won a point. Serve centre Marketa Vondrousova backhand return, then forehand struck to left with a bit on it from Oksana Selekhmeteva, and then a forehand slice return from Marketa Vondrousova, then a drop shot to the right from Oksana Selekhmeteva and win it. So 30 love. Selekhmeteva was sent to the box serve just out, so second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve centrally just out, double fault, so 30-15. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a wide serve, bit on it, Marketa Vondrousova forehand slice, then backhand slice from Oksana Selekhmeteva, then backhand, Marketa Vondrousova backhand drop shot serve from Oksana Selekhmeteva, then Marketa Vondrousova onto it with a forehand shot to the left, and it's a winner. So 30 all. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve to the centre, Marketa Vondrousova forehand return, forehand, and Marketa Vondrousova forehand to the centre, Selekhmeteva forehand to left, with a bit on it. Vondrousova forehand slice turn. But then Oksana Selekhmeteva on the next shot strikes a forehand to the right with a bit on it, and it's a winner. So 40-30. Selekhmeteva serve, Vondrousova return, and Selekhmeteva strike shot with a bit on it, but just out. So still in this Oksana Selekhmeteva service game. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a centre wide turn, Marketa Vondrousova backhand turn to centre, and Selekhmeteva shot backhand Vondrousova to centre, and Selekhmeteva strikes a backhand to left, and Vondrousova forehand to right. Selekhmeteva forehand to centre, Vondrousova forehand to the right. Selekhmeteva forehand to left, and Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right. Selekhmeteva then forehand to left for a bit on it, and Marketa Vondrousova strikes a forehand, and Selekhmeteva returns, and Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand to left for a bit on it. Selekhmeteva then with a return to the right, just out. So break point for Marketa Vondrousova. Selekhmeteva with a central serve, Marketa Vondrousova backhand returns left bit on it, and shot bit on it to right from Selekhmeteva, then forehand to forehand. Selekhmeteva's forehand to right with a bit on it. Vondrousova returns, and Selekhmeteva strikes forehand to left with a bit on it. Vondrousova forehand to right, bit on it. Selekhmeteva on a shot. Marketa Vondrousova backhand drop shot to the right, and it's a winner. And it's a backhand drop shot winner to the right for a break of serve on return of serve, and it's on serve in the second set at 1-1. So Marketa Vondrousova serving on serve in the second set, and Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Selekhmeteva forehand return, forehand to forehand, and Selekhmeteva forehand to left after that, just hits the net. So 15-love. Marketa Vondrousova with serve. Selekhmeteva returns, and Marketa Vondrousova forehand to the right. Then just hits the net. So 15-all. Marketa Vondrousova with a swing to the box serve just out. So second serve on this point for Marketa Vondrousova. Marketa Vondrousova. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve. Oh. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve to centre, just hits the net. So double fault and 15-30. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve wide bit on it. Selekhmeteva forehand slice return to the left just out after a bit on that wide serve for Marketa Vondrousova. So 30-all. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve just out. But then serve maybe just in, maybe just out. Maybe just in the serve, so 40-30. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve centre just out, so second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova, a central serve, just hits net, so double fault, so still in this Marketa Vondrousova service game. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve to the centre, just out, so second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, just out, double fault, and a break point for Oksana Selekhmeteva. Marketa Vondrousova serve, Selekhmeteva return centre, Marketa Vondrousova backhand serve. Selekhmeteva backhand right, Vondrousova backhand centre, backhand slice to centre, Selekhmeteva, Vondrousova forehand to right, Selekhmeteva forehand to Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right, Selekhmeteva then with short angled forehand to left, just out, so break point saved, so still in this Marketa Vondrousova service game. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve. Marketa Vondrousova serves, Selekhmeteva returns. Then third four, Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand to left with a bit on it. And then Selekhmeteva backhand slice returns to left just out. So a point for Marketa Vondrousova to potentially hold this service game. Marketa Vondrousova wide serve, Selekhmeteva forehand returns left, and Vondrousova forehand to centre a bit on it, but just out. So still in this Marketa Vondrousova service game. Marketa Vondrousova serve, Selekhmeteva return bit on it, and Marketa Vondrousova forehand return to the right is just out, so break point for Oksana Selekhmeteva. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, Selekhmeteva backhand centre from third four. Marketa Vondrousova strikes for a forehand to left, just out. So Oksana Selekhmeteva with a breaker serve in the second set. So Oksana Selekhmeteva serving with a breaker serve in this second set. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a central serve, Marketa Vondrousova forehand returns centre, Selekhmeteva then forehand struck to left. Vondrousova returns in backhand drop shots right from Oksana Selekhmeteva, just hits the net. So love 15. Oksana Selekhmeteva wide serve. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return just hits net after a bit on that wide serve. So 15 all. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve just hits net. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a centre box serve. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return to centre. And Selekhmeteva forehand to right with a bit on it, and then Marketa Vondrousova with forehand to the right just hits net. So 30-15. Marketa Vondrousova just won a point, so 30 all. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve turn to the box, just hits net. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a turn to the box there. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return, forehand. And Selekhmeteva forehand bit on it. Vondrousova forehand return. Selekhmeteva forehand with bit on it. And then Vondrousova with then a forehand return to right. Then Oksana Selekhmeteva then strikes a backhand, but just hits the net. So 30-40 and a break point for Marketa Vondrousova. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a central serve just out. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a centre of the box serve. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return centre. And then Oksana Selekhmeteva with a angle forehand struck to the right, but just out. So on serve in the second set, breaker serve on return serve for Marketa Vondrousova, and on serve in the second set, 2 all. Oksana Selekhmeteva just won a point, so love 15. Marketa Vondrousova from centre box serve. Selekhmeteva backhand slice turn and forehand to forehand. And Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right. Selekhmeteva backhand slice to the centre, a bit on it, but just out. So 15 all. Marketa Vondrousova with a wide serve bit on it. Selekhmeteva turns to Marketa Vondrousova further forward. Strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. So 30-15. Marketa Vondrousova, the centre box serve, and Selekhmeteva return to centre, a bit on it, but just out. So 40-15. Marketa Vondrousova central serve just hits the net. So second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, and Selekhmeteva forehand return to the right, forehand to forehand, and Oksana Selekhmeteva then a bit further forward, strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. So 40-30. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve bit on it. Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand slice return. Just hits net after a bit on that serve to the centre from Marketa Vondrousova. And that service game is held. So 3-2 Marketa Vondrousova on serve in the second set. So Oksana Selekhmeteva serving on serve in the second set. Oksana Selekhmeteva with central serve. Marketa Vondrousova for 1-10-7. Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand slice to the centre after that, just out. So love 15. Oksana Selekhmeteva just won a point. Finishing a point with backhand drop shot winners to left, 15-all. Selekhmeteva struck a forehand to left with a bit on it. Marketa Vondrousova for forehand slice turn, but then Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand drop shot to the left on the next shot, and the winner with it to win that point. So 15-all. Oksana Selekhmeteva sends the box serve just out. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a centre of the box serve just out, double fault, and 15-30. Oksana Selekhmeteva serve. Marketa Vondrousova returns centre of bill on it. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a shot. But then Marketa Vondrousova strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. And it's 15-40 and 2 break points for Marketa Vondrousova. Oksana Selekhmeteva with serve. Marketa Vondrousova with return, but then Oksana Selekhmeteva with the next shot just hits the net rather, and Marketa Vondrousova with a breaker serve in the second set at 4-2 Marketa Vondrousova. Marketa Vondrousova serving. Marketa Vondrousova with serve to the centre, and it's an ace. So 15 love. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve centre of the box. Selekhmeteva backhand turn further forward. Marketa Vondrousova strikes forehand to the right. Selekhmeteva turns with shots there from Marketa Vondrousova then beforehand. Then Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand struck to the left but out. So 30 love. Marketa Vondrousova serves, Selekhmeteva returns, and Marketa Vondrousova finds sense in Selekhmeteva, then strikes one to right behind Marketa Vondrousova. Backhand slice return, then Oksana Selekhmeteva further forward just by net of a forehand drive volley to the left, and it's a winner, so 30-15. Marketa Vondrousova wide serve, and then forehand to forehand. But Marketa Vondrousova's forehand to the right is a bit out, so 30 all. Marketa Vondrousova with a wide serve bit on it. Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand slice return just hits net, so 40-30 after a bit on that wide serve from Marketa Vondrousova. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve at the top of net, but just out, so second serve on this point for Marketa Vondrousova. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Oksana Selekhmeteva forehand return, forehand to forehand. Selekhmeteva forehand to left, and Marketa Vondrousova then strikes forehand to left, but just hits the net. So still on this Marketa Vondrousova service game. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Selekhmeteva returns, and then backhand to backhand, and then Marketa Vondrousova then strikes forehand to the right, and Selekhmeteva forehand returns left, and Marketa Vondrousova then strikes a forehand to the right, but just out. So break point for Oksana Selekhmeteva. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve. Oksana Selekhmeteva, a backhand slice return. Just hits the net, so still in this Marketa Vondrousova service game. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve to the centre, just out, so second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve to the centre. Oksana Selekhmeteva forehand return behind them. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return to right. Oksana Selekhmeteva purple strikes forehand to left. Vondrousova then forehand return to right. And then a short angle forehand struck from Oksana Selekhmeteva to left, just out. So a point potentially for Marketa Vondrousova to potentially maintain the breaker serve in this second set. Marketa Vondrousova evades on serve. Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand turn, and forehand to forehand. Then Marketa Vondrousova forehand to the right of a bit on it. Oksana Selekhmeteva forehand to left. Marketa Vondrousova forehand to right. Selekhmeteva forehand to left, and Marketa Vondrousova forehand to centre a bit on it. And Selekhmeteva shot a bit on it, and Vondrousova returns. But then Oksana Selekhmeteva further forward strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. So still in this Marketa Vondrousova service game. Marketa Vondrousova serve. Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand slice turn centre a bit on it. Marketa Vondrousova forehand to left, and backhand slice to right for Oksana Selekhmeteva after that. Just hits the net. So a point for Marketa Vondrousova to potentially hold this service game and maintain the breaker serve in this second set. Marketa Vondrousova with a central box serve, and then forehand to forehand. Then Oksana Selekhmeteva forehand to central bit on it, and Marketa Vondrousova forehand to left for a bit on it. Oksana Selekhmeteva shots to right, and then Marketa Vondrousova backhand. And then Oksana Selekhmeteva then strikes a forehand to left, just hits the net. So Marketa Vondrousova maintains the breaker serve in the second set after holding that service game. So Oksana Selekhmeteva service game. Oksana Selekhmeteva, centre of the box serve, just hits net. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva will serve, hits top and net a bit. So let second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. And Oksana Selekhmeteva with a centre of the box serve. Marketa Vondrousova backhand 10 centre, and then forehand to forehand. And then Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand centre, then Marketa Vondrousova strikes one to the left, and Oksana Selekhmeteva strikes one to the right with a bit on it. And then Marketa Vondrousova with a forehand to the right just out, so 15 love. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a wide set, Marketa Vondrousova forehand return, forehand, backhand drop shot to left. Centre from Marketa Vondrousova, and it's a winner. So 15 all. Oksana Selekhmeteva just won a point, so 30-15. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve to the centre, just hits the net, so second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve to centre of the box. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return to the centre, just hits the net, so 40-15. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a wide serve, just hits the net, so second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a central serve. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return to the centre, a bit on it, but just out. So Marketa Vondrousova's forehand return centre, maybe just in, maybe just out. So Oksana Selekhmeteva holds that service game. Marketa Vondrousova service game, rather. Marketa Vondrousova with a centre of the box serve. Then Selekhmeteva forehand. Striker returns to right, a bit on it. Vondrousova forehand. Selekhmeteva returns, and Vondrousova shot in. Backhand from Selekhmeteva. Backhand slice from Vondrousova. Oksana Selekhmeteva further forward, then strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. So love 15. Marketa Vondrousova, centre box serve. Selekhmeteva returns, and Marketa Vondrousova backhand drop shot to the left, but just hits the net. So love 30. Marketa Vondrousova central serve with a bit on it, but just out. So second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve centre of the box, but hits top of net a bit. So let first serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, and Oksana Selekhmeteva strikes return. Backhand Marketa Vondrousova centre, and Oksana Selekhmeteva then strikes one to the right with a bit on it. Marketa Vondrousova forehand slice return, but just hits the net after a bit on that forehand struck to the right from Oksana Selekhmeteva. So love 40 and 3 break points for Oksana Selekhmeteva. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve just out. So second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve, and Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand 10 center. Marketa Vondrousova 4 to left, and Selekhmeteva 4 to the right with a bit on it, but just out. So that's one break point saved. So 15-40. Marketa Vondrousova with a serve, just hits the net. So second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point, and Marketa Vondrousova central serve. Marketa Oksana Selekhmeteva rather strikes one to the right bit on it, and then forehand to forehand, and Oksana Selekhmeteva's last forehand to the right is out. So 30-40. So another break point saved. Marketa Vondrousova with a central serve just out. So second serve for Marketa Vondrousova on this point. Marketa Vondrousova with a wide serve bit on it. Selekhmeteva with a forehand return, but then Marketa Vondrousova then strikes one to the right, but it just hits the net. So it's a breaker serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva, and it's on serve in the second set. So Oksana Selekhmeteva serving. Selekhmeteva serve just out. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve to the centre just out, double fault. So love 15. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve wide serve. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return centre, forehand to forehand, and Marketa Vondrousova forehand centre. Selekhmeteva forehand serve. Vondrousova forehand return, forehand to forehand, forehand to forehand. Marketa Vondrousova backhand to left, and Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand to right. Vondrousova backhand return centre, but then Oksana Selekhmeteva further forward strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. So 15-all. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a centre box serve. Marketa Vondrousova forehand return centre. Selekhmeteva further forward strikes forehand to left and forehand to right return from Vondrousova, and then Selekhmeteva shot. And forehand to forehand. Then Marketa Vondrousova forehand to left, and Oksana Selekhmeteva with a backhand slice to the centre just hits the net. So 15-30. Oksana Selekhmeteva with serve. Marketa Vondrousova returns. Oksana Selekhmeteva backhand and forehand to forehand. Bit on that forehand centre from Oksana Selekhmeteva. Marketa Vondrousova a bit on the forehand to left, and Oksana Selekhmeteva returns with a short bit on it. And forehand Vondrousova Selekhmeteva returns, and forehand to forehand. And then Marketa Vondrousova strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. 15-40 and 2 match points for Marketa Vondrousova. Finishing that last point with a forehand winner struck to the left. Oksana Selekhmeteva will serve just out. So second serve for Oksana Selekhmeteva on this point. Oksana Selekhmeteva with a serve to the centre, and then forehand to forehand. And Oksana Selekhmeteva's forehand to left is just out. Game, set, and match. Marketa Vondrousova 6-4, 6-4, and Marketa Vondrousova into the second round of the French Open. Well, a competitive first round match, this one, but Marketa Vondrousova maintains enough of a level to win this one by 2 sets to love. 6-4, 6-4.